What if taking care of yourself actually helped you show up better for everyone else? I'm Janet Jacks, Coach Janet J, and this is your next best step. This podcast is about real doable shifts that help you breathe easier and move forward one step at a time. If you've been carrying the weight of too much for too long and waiting for things to calm down before you start caring for yourself, this is your sign. The time is now. Let's begin where you are. You were made for more than just surviving. Have you ever left your front door unlocked? Not on purpose, just because life got busy. Now, imagine leaving your heart unlocked the same way. Because a lot of us are walking around with the emotional equivalent of, "Come on in, everyone, take a seat, help yourself to my peace." And then we wonder why we feel anxious, irritated, spiritually dry, and mentally exhausted. Today, we are talking about guarding your heart. And I mean beyond romance, social media, relationships, self-talk, worry loops. All of it. And at the end, I will give you one next best step. A simple Heart Guard audit you can do this week. A reminder before we dive in. I am a wellness coach, not a medical doctor or mental health professional. This episode is for educational and for general wellness purposes. If you are dealing with persistent physical symptoms, anxiety, depression, or other health concerns, please reach out to a qualified healthcare provider or licensed therapist. Here is our anchor verse today. Proverbs 4:23. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. In Scripture, heart is not just about romance. It is the center of your inner life, your thoughts, emotions, desires, and decisions. So, guard your heart is less about building a fortress and more about choosing what gets access. Think of it like this. You would not hand your house keys to just anyone. Your heart deserves the same discernment. If you have ever thought, "Why am I so on edge lately?" and then realized you have been half living inside breaking news, other people's highlight reels, and your own mental replay button, you are not alone. A lot of women I work with are steady and capable on the outside, but internally, they are flooded. Not because they're weak, because their inputs are loud, constant, and emotional. And here is the thing. Your nervous system does not know the difference between a real threat and scrolling through everyone else's perfect life at 6 a.m. Let us name a few heart leaks that drain peace. Doom scrolling and comparison. You absorb other people's lives and the world's chaos before you even brush your teeth or right before you go to bed. Relationships that drain, the ones where every interaction costs you something and restoration rarely follows. Negative self-talk, that voice in your head that nitpicks everything you do. Worry loops, planning for pain that has not happened yet. Bitterness, the slow-growing root that hardens your tenderness. Guarding your heart means that you stop handing out unlimited access to anything that steals your steadiness. Let us connect this to research. First, social comparison is not neutral, especially upward comparison. Upward social comparison is when you compare yourself to people who seem better off, prettier, thinner, happier, more organized, more spiritual, more successful. Your grandmother might have called this keeping up with the Joneses. Instead of just comparing houses and cars, now we are comparing bodies, marriages, parenting, purpose, and even our prayer lives. A 2024 study published in Personality and Individual Differences found that upward comparisons on Instagram create a vicious circle. People with more depressive symptoms compare upward more often, and upward comparisons increase depressive symptoms. And for women, especially in midlife, comparison often hits multiple layers at once: body, energy, marriage, parenting, purpose, faith, aging. It is not just she looks better. It is, why does her whole life look better than mine? Second, information overload strains your brain's processing capacity. A 2023 review in Frontiers in Psychology found when the volume of input exceeds what your brain can reasonably process, it links with poorer decision quality, more cognitive pressure, and increased stress. That matters because reflection, creativity, and spiritual attentiveness require mental space. Constant input consumes that space. Third, relationships can restore you, and relationships can stress you. Research shows that relationship quality matters. Supportive connections can buffer stress, and strained relationships can become ongoing stressors. So, when scripture says everything you do flows from it, science nods and says your emotional environment shapes your resilience, choices, and stress load. Here is a simple way to picture it. Guarding your heart means you manage three kinds of access. Input access, what you consume, media, scrolling, conversations, constant noise. People access, who gets emotional proximity and how often. Inner access, what thoughts get to live rent-free in your mind. This is not about becoming cold. It is about becoming clear, so your peace stays strong and your calling stays fueled. Here it is, simple, specific, and doable. The Heart Guard Audit. Pick one for the next 7 days. Step 1. Choose one area to guard this week. Media, the doom scrolling, comparison accounts, stressful input, or one relationship pattern, over-explaining, saying yes immediately, rescuing adults who should handle it themselves, or one thought loop, self-criticism, replaying mistakes, rehearsing worst-case scenarios. Then, step 2, set one small guardrail that you will keep for 7 days. Some examples: a media guardrail, no scrolling before my feet hit the floor and I have taken 10 slow breaths. A relationship guardrail, before I say yes, I take 3 breaths and say, let me check my schedule and get back to you. A thought guardrail, when the critical voice starts, say out loud, that is not true. God says I am loved and capable. Keep it short. Keep it livable. The win is consistency, not intensity. If this feels hard, that is normal. Your brain adjusts to what it repeatedly consumes. And if your stress, anxiety, or low mood feels heavy or persistent, support from a qualified counselor or clinician is wise and strong. Proverbs 4:23 says, guard your heart because life flows from it. So this week, choose one gate to guard with your Heart Guard Audit. If this episode helped, share it with a woman who has been carrying too much input and not enough peace. And as always, take your next best step with God. All right, you've got your next step. Small, doable, and real. If this inspired you, make sure to grab your free 5-minute daily reset at yournextbeststep.com. It's my gift to help you pause the chaos and reconnect with what matters most. Be sure to subscribe. And if someone came to mind while you listened, please share this with them. Remember, you are seen, you are known, and you matter. Be kind to yourself along the way. You are making real change, one step at a time. Here is a quick win to try right now. Put your hand on your heart. Take 3 slow breaths. Now, ask yourself, what is one thing I have been letting in that I know drains me? Maybe it is a specific account you follow. Maybe it is saying yes when you mean no. Maybe it is rehashing that conversation from 3 days ago. Name it out loud if you can. Then say this: I am allowed to guard my heart. This does not get unlimited access anymore. That's it. Your first guard going